Well, let me also offer my congratulations to the graduating class. You've done a fine job thus far. You've just started. Let me also offer my congratulations to the parents, relatives, friends of the graduating class. You at least reached a milestone in tuition payments. You know, when considering what advice to give this graduating class this evening, a class that has studied for 4 years in the Honors College, has studied the great books of the world, has studied in front of noted professors, studied esoteric topics and such. I really struggled for a moment to find suitable advice, but I then finally did turn to the one source of wisdom in the world that has never failed me. A source of wisdom that is always correct under any circumstance. And that source of wisdom is the Chinese fortune cookie. And I want to give you 4 very simple fortunes, and these are real fortunes, gleaned off Chinese food restaurants' tables. The first one is from Chef Chu in Silicon Valley, California. And it states very simply, the world will always accept talent with open arms. And that very simply means if you have talent and passion, no matter if you're a poet or a physicist, an English major or an engineer, if you're good at what you do and you have passion for what you do, the world will accept that talent with open arms. And as Barbara mentioned a few moments ago, and Dean Jacobs mentioned, learning is just starting for you as you graduate. You have to continue to learn, continue to grow that talent as you go forward. The second fortune cookie comes actually from a Chinese restaurant here in Phoenix, the Golden Phoenix on 16th Street. And that fortune says, you can't win unless you choose to compete. And that fortune applies not only to individuals, to companies, to states, but also to countries. And in the United States today, we are struggling with that concept of competition. How to be successful. To be successful in life, you have to choose to compete. You have to see what it takes to rise above the competition. You can't just sit back and say, I graduated from the best school, that's all that I need to do. Or I have the world's largest economy, that's all that I need to do. You have to recognize there's competition every day, and you have to choose to compete if you want to continue to win. The third fortune cookie comes from quite some distance away, Kuala Lumpur. And it states very simply, a small deed done is better than a great deed planned. And I think this is particularly relevant in today's society, when increasingly often there's a focus on what can your government do for you? What entitlements can I get? As opposed to how can I give back? Barbara mentioned Teach for America. Young people giving of themselves to educate the next generation. The doctor giving of his time to heal a sick person. Someone working in the area of microfinance and helping a small entrepreneur in a developing country. Individuals hold the key to moving the world forward, not the United Nations, not grand government plans. It's the small deed done by the individual that moves us forward on a daily basis, and I think we all need to remember that. Let me conclude with the fourth fortune cookie. It comes from a not very exotic place. It's a small Chinese restaurant in the Salt Lake City airport. But I think it's a concluding comment. It defines success and says, success is getting back to your feet one more time than you stumble and fall. And that's a little bit what life is all about. Life is a struggle. Life is not always always fair. You won't always be successful. But those who are successful continue getting back to their feet, applying their talent, and helping mankind. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Craig and Barbara.
David Nathaniel Berger. David is receiving a bachelor's degree in global studies. David's thesis, Urban Development of Milan, Italy, Transitioning to a Post-Industrial System, was directed by Thomas Coolio. Sarah Ann Bernal. Sarah is receiving a bachelor's degree in global studies in Spanish. Sarah's thesis, Spain's Temporary Amnesia, the Formation and Rupture of the Pact of Silence, was directed by Victor Peskin. Cooper Monroe.
I'm always stunned at this point, stunned at the quality and variety of students that have crossed this stage. When you stop and think that in all the Ivies, only about 20% of students even do a thesis, so that 80% of the seniors in those places are sitting there going like this for most of their senior year. And every one of these amazing students did a thesis with every one of these amazing thesis directors. To say congratulations again to the students and the families. Thank you all for coming. Special thanks again to the thesis directors who've taken part in the ceremony here this evening. There is a formal recessional, so please remain seated and meet your graduate in the lobby, and probably also such a nice night outdoors just after the ceremony. Have a great time in your individual bachelor's convocations. Thank you all and good evening.